Hi, welcome to the Fatherly Edition, a podcast by Tommaso Maggio alongside with a cavalcade of Daddy. Join us!
Okay, got it. Hello everyone. So today I'm with Piercarlo. Piercarlo is an Italian daddy, father, and based nowadays in the US, if I'm right. And we met in Bank, correct?
Yeah.
A year ago, more or less, a bit more. And since then, our conversation expand from one topic to another, but kids are most of the time at the center of the conversation. So tell a bit of yourself and you as a daddy. How is your life out this
Okay. Yeah.
time?
Let's start. Right now, I live in Austin, Texas, and I'm working for Google as an instructional designer. And before that, I was 5 years in Bangkok, and then in New York, and I changed a lot of places mainly because my wife works for United Nations. So every 5 years, 6 years, they change their location. And right now, as a father, it's not very easy in the sense that I'm in Austin, Texas. My wife, she's in Budapest. My youngest son, Rocco, is in Treviso, in a boarding school in Treviso. And my daughter, she's at King's College in London. So everybody, we are this president. Yeah. So we meet on Instagram. But my experience, with the kids, they change. They start in Austin, a school, then they move in New York, and then in Bangkok, and they really are experienced travelers. For me, I had to change to become that. They were born in it, and so it was easier for them, I think. Or maybe, just the way they live.
Is the normal things for them? So for you, still something to digest every time, but for them, it's normal to move to a country to another.
And
Just
to make
happening,
new friends.
right? Yeah.
They are both very good in making new friends and adapt, because I think the key word here is always adapting. Obviously, my son Rocco is a teen now, and so he needs more attention than his sister, that now she's almost independent. She's almost done with school, so
Different stage, different age,
different stage.
needs, both of them.
And also different people. My daughters tend to be more independent. My son wants to be independent, but probably doesn't have the tools to be independent yet. And it's been so at the moment my involvement with Rocco is calling him every day, and then in December we're going to be all together in London, and now in December, at the end of November. Then in December they're coming here to Texas, it's an alternative lifestyle.
I think so. But somebody say that this sort of lifestyle, is quite complex, especially for kids. But you say that the complex somehow structure the way of see the life, because they have the opportunity anyway to see many way of living, many culture, not just as you do the holiday for a week. That's much more intense because they move to a country to another, continent to continent, and they live to they go school, so they go deep into it. It's not just surface and just going to the beach or trekking. It's much.
No, and I mean, obviously, when I see my friends on Facebook, that they all live in the same place where they were born and they work there. Yeah, if you tell them this, probably they see it as crazy, but it's not that hard to organize. It's just you travel with less stuff. You travel light.
Yeah,
and the kids they do the same. I mean, your kid, I mean, if she was going to talk with someone from, like, a little kid from Udine, probably, I mean, completely different experience. She's surrounded by all Bangkok and this wilderness and this.
exactly. So
Mentions the charming and all this.
yeah, so at least they have an experience. No, they don't know when they are old enough. They do their own decision, of course, but at least in sort of foundation, they see what are.
And definitely, they can take the decision, but they have many more information at their disposal.
Right.
And I think it's important for kids to be able to say, well, if I don't like this kind of place, and there's plenty of alternatives. I think one of the big mistakes that, at least when I was a kid, other kids were doing is like there are no alternatives. There is plenty, you know. It's never. I mean, there are so many people around, so many places.
As one of my friends say, you are not a tree, so you can go from a place to another. Of course, it's important you recognize your roots. Now you say, okay, I'm Italian. Whenever I travel or I move, I'm still Italian. I don't lose my roots, my own being. But at the same time, again, if I don't feel comfortable where I am, now the job is much easier once you speak another language, at least, because with Italian you can't travel too much. But at least if you speak a second language that can be English, Spanish, or Chinese, even French, you can be pretty much everywhere. So if you have the
I agree, and I see, my kids too. I mean, Isabella, both they didn't grow up speaking Italian because my wife is American. Everybody blames me for not teaching them Italian. I mean, I also had 3 jobs at one point, so time could have been an issue. But Isabella now, she understands Italian quite well, and she can speak in this kind of mix Spanish, Italian, and English. And my son now is forced to learn it because at the end the school where he is in English. But at the end they are all Italians, most of them.
At the country of Italy, because it's in Italy. So in Italy,
so every time. For now, he learned to say "bow" a lot because he knows that he can use it for everything.
See, so that's key words so that you can use it.
Yeah, but it's good that he identified this kind of passepartout word.
It's true. So once you know those little things that nobody teach you at school, actually, nobody say "bow," that will help you in different context, you know. But that's to catch those patterns. Let's call pattern. I don't know how to call, because you travel so much, and you know that you have to grasp something before just.
And he was fantastic in Thailand. He was the only one that. I think he was the one that was more immersed in the conversations than others. because when he was going to Muay Thai, his instructor spoke only Thai, but he was having conversations with Rocco, like mainly, and it was funny because when the ladies were coming there, one time it was like this lady, she wanted a discount for some reason, like they don't have money in Italy, and the teacher was explaining to Rocco in Thai how to tell her not to ask, no discount, no discount. And Rocco was the translator.
See, he found his own way to communicate. And I think this has to do a bit with being Italian, because many say that if you don't speak fluently any other language, I mean, besides English, you can always find your own way to translate whatever they want to say to you. And that, I think, is a very good thing that you probably pass through without even notice. To know that.
No, that's true, and then also, and Rocco has this thing. He imitates people sometimes, and he can do, for example, he can do a very good Texas Southern accent, like.
Fantastic. See, you know how to blend with any culture.
I think it's another keyword, blending. Trying to not I think it's important for kids not to just indulge in saying, "Oh, I'm a strange bird, no one understands me," because if you travel, you can be really alone if you start to do that.
Yeah.
And but no, I have to say, my kids try to blend all the time, and I mean probably because they see their parents too, because it's you have to get accustomed to other places, and I think the key is also if you like it or not, because if it's really hard, but yeah, it was I have to say, obviously, I would like to spend more time with my kids. I think that, for example, with Isabella, that now she's 21, it's at this point she's an adult, so I don't think there are going to be many opportunities about that, and the Rocco,
Stay there for the moment.
next number, bro.
Next summer we say ciao, daddy.
No, the truth is that then in 1 year I'm gonna move back to Budapest, God willing, inshallah. But and from Budapest, I mean, you can drive to Italy like 6 hours.
Yes, of course. At the same time, wondering, having two kids with such a difference of age difference is a bit tricky, I think, for both of you, because you have always think, when you are consider both kids, at this stage you think two are separate individuals, not just their kids, because one is a teenager basically, and the second one, the first one, the oldest one is already, as you say, independent. Of course, you can't think, it's hard even to say, oh, we do things together, but
not
that easy, right? You can't.
But on the other way, I see that Rocco really wants to consider his sister's opinion very much. And so Isabella he listens to Isabella, and I have to say that when I had to tell him like study more math to Rocco because you suck in it, I'm thinking, well, how was my father's? Maybe he was doing something wrong with me, because me too, I was not that good in math. and I was getting tutors all the way, but with no real results. And so I tried to find like an alternative way, because my parents, I mean, they were normal parents. I mean, I mean, when I try to identify mistakes that they made, it's because we all make mistakes, and just like kind of a positive way of
only by doing, you make mistake, but at the time probably your parents' generation, as my parents' generation, have different tools. That's what we have now.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we are all connected. We can discuss. I can discuss with you. I knew us. You have totally different experience. I discussed this morning with another guy in Portugal. He shared me his own experience of living in Portugal, having a divorce, and what mean to this. So, and having different point of view, what family does to the kids, how this affects. Our parents didn't have the same opportunity. I mean, not most of them. No, now it's much easier to connect this change ideas, at least.
No, also because now that you mention the wife side, and my wife, she has a whole another approach to parenting, and but we have to obviously offer like a one line, and a lot of time I think that maybe my wife's approach is better than mine. She has more. It seems to work better, and so you have also to admit your own skills, set of skills. I mean, I can be the fun, cool dad,
and mom is the tough one,
like that,
right?
Yeah, I see myself like that, but obviously my wife, Lisa, she's more like more rules and stuff. I like to be the fun one,
of course. But I think our kids are lucky to have a mom and daddy, so at least they can have two points of view. Sometimes maybe it's complicated for them because we are doing things in one way and my wife doing another way as your wife. So of course, one way somebody can say, "Oh, why you don't go to the same direction?" We are two people. Even after you married, after you have kids, you keep your own integrity, your own persona. You don't have to agree in everything 100%. You don't need the point to say, "This I agree." Of course, then there is a common ground. Of course, when you say no to something, the other probably say no at the same time, maybe in a different way. But it's good that you have a different perspective in the house.
I mean, I think especially again with a traveling parent, you need, if it's a couple that lives in has a very weak foundation, traveling is going to give you a big push.
That's for sure. So, you structure or you...
you have to go through tensions coming from the outside. So you have to be a team. And sometimes you discover if you're a team while you're traveling.
I think so, because are the situations that make you think, as you say, what are my skills, what I can contribute today. So this is not things that I can really do outside. So you notice after a while what you are good at it or not, but sometimes you make an effort. And at the same, probably moving help you to how to structure who you are, and somehow you realize even better and better how you can communicate with others, different situations. At the end of the day, every crisis help you to understand better things around. So in the positive.
No, and I have to say, I have experienced it right now. This thing of coming to work for Google, I was not convinced at all. And I was thinking, I'm going to regret it because it's Google, but I'm not going to do this. And Lisa pushed me, my wife pushed me, and now, obviously, and I knew at the beginning, okay, it's going to take me like the first month is going to be hard. It's going to be a deciding month. I can say, okay, no, I'm not going to do it. I'll go back. And just live with a kind of failure. I mean, it would be like a control fall. Like, or you can survive it. And now that I'm on the other side of the ring of fire, I say, okay, it was not easy, but I can do it. And
my wife was right.
no, and I and it's hard for absolutely for her too.
No, I mean, because sometimes it's hard for us to see ourselves, but your partner, after a while, that you live together, they know what is your pain point, and sometimes what you can be good at. Sometimes you don't understand for some reason, or you don't notice that actually that's something that will be beneficial to you. So a little bit to one to another can help.
Yeah.
Take time to
and sometimes I put this kind of stupid quotes in my Facebook page, but I do like them. I do enjoy them, and this one recent one was like you will go through the storm, but the person that will come out will be different from the one that came in. Yeah, as we were talking before, it's crisis. It's always like a researcher of you become something else. You evolve. You morph in something that is more up to that environment, and it's a positive thing. It's what
it is.
Because the dinosaurs were strong, but not
don't adapt.
Don't adapt. So it's always the key thing.
Yeah. We discussed. We discussed today with the other guy I interviewed early today. I will say again, same things for lockdown with COVID. So 90% of the newspaper was about how bad it was. Of course, it was bad for everyone, but you have to consider how you come out. What we say we survived to this. What was the beneficial part? You spend more time with your family. Yes, it was difficult, but probably was the only time that our generation can spend so much time with family, because usually you have to go work, you don't spend. So those are the positive part. Yeah, newspaper never report this, the positive aspect, but at least we all learned something. It was very hard, but we learned by... and nobody can predict.
That's so true. It doesn't make news saying, okay, there was a... and I'm thinking, the most direct example I was thinking is plague and Renaissance. I mean, after the plague came the Renaissance, because people realized that the priests were dying as the farmers. So they started to think, maybe we have to center everything around us, not God. And Renaissance was born. And yeah, that's true. And especially in the world that we live, that where there are so many news outlets. Yeah, doesn't. I was with you there in Bangkok during COVID. And at the beginning it was confusing, but then they were being in Thailand. It was really an advantage, because I remember when they reopened, everything was. Everything was available.
Yeah, you had to normality, but at the same time, change a bit attitude.
It was much harder.
Yes.
They kept everything closed for a while.
But I think this, everybody complained lockdown, but at the end, I saw people are looking for different things compared to before. For instance, many parents have here now, they look much more for outdoor things instead of stay inside with aircon. So kids as well, and even more other hotels, they are amplified the offer for kids to stay outdoor and do much more activity. So there are some changes that are much deeper what we notice. Of course, the bad side was everybody with those masks, they're never ending. I mean, use for one side, the other side, you need to breathe. Are you born without mask? So that's absolutely a big contradiction, and different opinion, but still we learn from that. So again, and then if you are negative at all, you kids, I assume, learn to be just negative, to see only one side of what is going on, or the context. Of course, then the reaction would be negative and even more, because then probably they don't have the same experience as we can have and we can handle sometimes. So
no, I agree. And for sure, COVID was a unique experience, and I saw with my kids probably Rocco really did he was playing video games. The guy at the gym where he was going, he opened almost immediately. So he was going there and playing video games and doing school online. So it was
it was a different experience. Yeah.
While Isabella was more like she was finished high school, so she wanted to be, and she did the first year of college online because King's College was not reopened yet. So for her it was more challenging, but also she went through. She survived the test, and she's stronger.
I'm sure. And then nowadays, everybody, we are connected at any moment. So having some class at this age, I mean, if you are 20 years old, it's not a big deal. Of course, if you are 10 years old or if you are 5 years old, it's totally different story. But when you are over 18, so if you have in class lesson or you have online, professor interact with you anyway, so you have to be able to communicate in a different way. And that's...
No, especially in teaching now, I mean, online is becoming like the solution.
Yes.
I mean, the costs are really, they cut the cost dramatically.
But most of the university doesn't understand that. Exactly.
No, they will.
They must, because
we don't know what Google is working.
Yeah, or you adapt once again, or you die. There is no way.
No, but especially I think here in the US, where the costs are like ridiculous, and also they give you the quality is declining of the. So at one point they have to adapt because they can get the offer of from abroad. So
exactly. So and then again, everybody connected, everybody learn how to use the tool. So teaching is part of it. So you need to translate the information. It's not just a PowerPoint, of course, but now we have the tools.
No. There are plenty of
exactly. We have tools, so there are many things. People now, this lockdown give a big push. So people want to invest in this, to learn how to do it. They are time. So there are people ready to do it. Just institutions take a bit more time, but at the end of the day, they will hopefully get it.
Yeah, no. I had to go.
Yes, we finished. Yeah, that's good. Thank you for the early morning session. And it was a pleasure. So, thank you.
Likewise. I'm going to send you the picture for...
Thank you. Let me stop recording and thanks you again.
Hi, thanks for listening, the Fatherly Edition. If you like what you've been hearing, please follow Tommaso Maggio on LinkedIn or subscribe to the Fatherly Edition podcast on Spotify, Apple or whatever you gain your podcast.